Okay, so hello everyone. This is part 23 of our playlist Django. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about Django form, right? So working with Django forms. Okay, how we can work with Django form, we will see in this video, right? So what is the purpose of creating forms? Okay, so the basically we create forms. The main purpose of forms is to take user input. Okay, so we take user input, okay, while creating the form. For example, suppose this is our form, right? This is what, suppose username we are asking, right? And we are asking password, and there is a submit button. So if you want to ask user ID, user password, or username maybe, so in this situation you required one form. Okay, so in Django, okay, generally how to create form? We create form using HTML, right? But in Django, as we are learning Django, so here we will not create form using HTML. We will create form using Django. Okay, so I will tell you how we can create Django form, right? Okay, so what are the forms are there? What are the examples of forms? Like we can say there are different types of forms. So for example, you can say login form is there. Login form, for example, if you want to log in your account, log in your Facebook account, then one Facebook login form will come in front of your screen. Okay, and you entered your detail. Then after that, some after login, you get your you get your post. Okay, so one is login form, second is registration form. Okay, suppose you are new on social media, so it will ask register form. It will show you registration form in order to create an account. Okay, on Instagram same, if you want, if you are the new user, so you will register, means in the form of registration form you will enter your details. And we have another form which is inquiry form. Okay, as well as we have one feedback form. Okay, feedback form. So these are the examples of forms, right? Okay, so generally we create forms so that end user can interact with form and enter their details, right? So form, the forms, okay, not form, from the forms we can read end user provided input data, and we can use that data. Okay, we can use the data which is entered by the user, that data based on requirement. Okay, so what is the mean of this? From the form we can read end user provided input, okay, input data, and we can use that data based on the requirement. Okay, whatever our requirement, based on that requirement we can use the data, right? We may store, okay, we can store user data permanently. We may store user data into database, right, for future purpose. Okay, and we may use just for validation. We can use user data for validation, means that user is valid or not. For validation purpose also we can use user data, we can say validation or authentication purpose, okay, etc. So that's why we required user data, so that we can store the data in database permanently for future use, okay, or we can process user data in order to different requirement in order to business need, we can say, or we can take user data just for the validation. Okay, I will tell you how to create forms using Django. Don't worry, just note this theory, everyone. Please note this point, okay, and then we will move forward. Okay, so there is one node. What's the node? Okay, so node is we have to use Django specific forms, but not HTML form. As I told you earlier, we cannot use here. We will not use the form provided by HTML, but we will use the form provided by the Django. Okay. Previously, what we were doing, for example, we were storing our data into a database table. In previous videos, we have stored our data into a database table. So how we store the data, how we create the data, we didn't write SQL query. In order to store the data inside the table, okay, we need to write SQL query, but we didn't write any SQL query. What we did, we created model class. Okay, what we have done, we have created model class. We created model class, and with the help of model class, we converted model class into what? SQL code. And how we converted this model class? Model class is nothing but Python code, okay, which we have written in order to convert that model into SQL code. So we have written migrate and migration, make migration and migrate. So make migration convert our model class into what? SQL code, okay, and migrate means our SQL code executed and stored inside the database table. Okay, so this we were doing previously. So now what we will do here also, we will do the same. Okay, so instead of HTML form, here we will create what? Here we will create form class. Form class we will create, right? And this form class we will convert into what? HTML. Okay, this form class we will convert into what? HTML. Okay, so why we are creating why we are not creating directly HTML form? Why we are creating form class? Because of the security purpose. Okay, because of the security purpose, we are creating Django class. Like we have created model class in order to create table. So we created model class, and with the help of this model class, we stored our model into a database. And for storing model into a database, we have make migration and migrate. So same here, we will create form class. We will convert form class into what? HTML code, right? So let's see how it will happen. Okay, we have to use Django specific forms, but not HTML form. Okay, so I hope you're understanding. Let me tell you the advantage of Django form over HTML form. Okay, so what is the advantage? Why we are using? So advantages of Django forms over HTML forms. Okay, so what is the advantage in order to use Django form over the HTML form, right? So the first advantage is we can develop forms, okay, very easily with Python code. Okay, we can easily create the form using Python code. This is what first example, okay, first advantage. And the second advantage is we can generate HTML form. Okay, we can generate HTML forms, form widgets, okay, or we can say components. Okay, what is components? What is widgets? Like we can say, like text area. Okay, okay, like text area. Like we can say email field. Okay, like password field. Okay, and like text field, etc. Okay, so these kind of widgets we can generate, widgets or components we can generate using Django form, right? The third one is validating data will become easy. Okay, or we can say very easy. Okay, so we can easily validate the user data using what? Using Django form, right? So this is another advantage of using Django form. Okay, processing data. Okay, processing data into what? Into Python. Okay, processing whatever data is coming from the user form, we can process the data like in the form of like Python data structure like list, set, etc. So we can process form data like that. Okay, so we can say Python data structure like list, set, etc. will become easy. Okay, processing data into Python. Okay, processing data into Python data structure. Data structures like list, okay, list, set, etc. will become very easy. This is another advantage. And the last advantage we can say creation of model based form will become very easy. Okay, so if you will create creation of model based forms will become very easy. Okay, means you don't need to write HTML code in order to generate the forms, just you need to write Python model class in order to create the form fields, right? Okay, see, like as I already told you, okay, so we have created what? Model classes. We have created model classes and we converted model classes into what? We converted in previous lectures we have discussed about model class and all. We created model class and converted it into what? Database table. Okay, so here we will create what? Form class. Okay, we will create form class and we will convert it. That form class will convert it into what? Into HTML, right? We will convert our form class into what? HTML form. As we have done already, model classes we converted into what? Database table using make migration and migrate. In previous video we have studied about this, and we will study in this video we are studying form classes, right? So now the question is, what is the process in order to generate the form class? So let me tell you, process to generate Django forms. Okay, so what is the procedure or what are the steps? So first what we have to do, first number one is create Django project. Okay, create Django project. And the second thing is create Django app. Okay, add app into settings.py. After that, inside app folder, create forms form.py. Right. So these steps we have to follow. Let's do it. Okay. So let's do it first. Okay. So let me open my D drive. Okay. So in D drive, I have Django template folder. Here I have projects folder, and here I will create a new folder. Okay. I will create a new folder, and the new folder name is P15. Okay. And I will open this folder, right? And here I will write CMD in order to open this folder on CMD, right? And from the CMD, I will write here code dot in order to open my VS Code. I will write here code and dot. So my VS Code open with this folder location. Okay, so P15 is there. This is my folder. And now here, what I have to do? I have to create Django project. Okay, create Django project. So what is the command to create Django project? What is the command? So the command is Django admin start project. What is the project name? We can say form project, right? So it will create a form project. So see, form project is created. Now we have to go inside the form project folder. Currently we are in which folder? P15 folder. So we will write here cd form, okay, project. So we are in form project folder. Now what we have to do, what is the next step? Create Django app. Okay. So let me create the app. So py manage.py. What is the app name? Test app. I'm creating a app. My application name is test app. So okay. Py okay. So I'm writing. Okay, I forgot to write one statement. So let me rewrite the command. Py manage.py start app test app. Okay, I forgot to write this start app. So now it is correct. So it will create one start app. Okay, so my start app is created. Okay, so my test app is created. Okay, and my project name is form project. So first what I will do, I will go inside the project folder and inside the settings.py. What I have written here, add app into what settings.py. So go into the settings.py and there you will see one installed app and here register your application. Your application name is test app, right? So I have added my application. And after that, what we have to do inside the app folder, I have to create one form.py. Okay, or we can say forms.py. Okay, any name we can give, it's up to us. So where is my app folder? This is the test app folder. Go inside this folder, create one application, which is forms.py. Okay, this is what Python application, Python file, right? And here, what I will do, I will write code to create form class. Okay, I will create here form class. So in order to create a form class, I will I will inherit one form class. Okay, so here I will import what from Django. From Django, import form. Okay, import forms. So forms is one module. Inside this form module, we have one class. Okay, what's the class name? Class name is forms. That forms class is inside the forms package or forms module. Okay, so here I will create one child class. Okay, class. What is my class name? Student. Okay, remember one thing. Whenever you create any class, so class name first letter should be capital. Class name first letter should be capital. When we create variable, the first letter should be small, but whenever we create the class, so it should be capital. So I'm writing here student form. Okay, and this is a class created by me, and what I want, it should inherit form class. Form class is what? Parent class, and which is available inside the forms module. So first I will write the module name forms. Inside the forms module we have one class which is forms. Okay, so I said to you, whenever we write the class name should be capital, start with capital. So here form is what? One class which is starting with capital. Okay, so this is the identification to identify a class. Okay, so form is what? Parent class of student form, which is available inside forms module. Right? I hope you are understanding. Now here I have to tell how many fields you want to create. So I want to create two fields. One is name. Okay. I want to create two fields. One is name and second what? Marks. So how to create name field? I will write here is equals to forms dot character field. Okay, means this name input should be character and the marks field should be integer. Forms dot integer field. Right? So like that I can create two fields. Right? So this is how I have to create what? Form. This is how we have to create form. Okay, in Django. Forms.py. Okay, so this is what? Forms.py. Okay, there is one point to note. Okay, name and marks are the fields. Okay, so this is name and marks are what? Fields name. What do you mean by fields name? Field names are nothing but, for example, this is what? This is one field. So this field is for name and this field is for what? Marks. So we have created two fields. One is for name, one is for marks. Okay. So this is what? Name field and this is what? Marks field. So that I want to tell you. Okay. Are the fields name which will be available in HTML form. Right? Hope you are understanding this. Okay, so what we will do, what's the next procedure? What we will do after creating the form class? Okay, I have created this form class inside the forms.py. What's the next step? Okay, so see, we have created, we have created forms.py and we have to convert, we have to send this form. We have to send this form to the views.py. Okay, we have to send this form to the views.py. Okay, so let's send this form into views.py. So here, as you can see, views.py is there. Okay, so I have to get this form. So how I will get this form here in views.py? I will import from testf dot forms. Okay, import. Okay, what I have to import inside the form, if you will see, inside the form we have created one class which is student form. So I have to import this class. So import student form. Okay, so I have imported this, and after that, what we have to do, I have to create here view. Okay, I am creating view. So how we will create view? Def. Okay, and here I will write student form view. Okay, whatever request will come, whatever request will come from the end user, what we will do, we will create one form object. Okay, because this is what? Form class now. This is what? Class. Form class. So I will create the object of this class. So how to create object? I will write here form. Okay, is equals to student form. Okay, so this is how I will create object of form class. Okay, so the object of this form class, the object of the form class, I have to send it to the template file. Template file. Okay, what is template file? Nothing but HTML. I have to send this to the from views. We have to send the form to the template so that end user can see. So that end user can see. So how can I send? I will write here, or I can create one dictionary here. Dictionary contains what? Key and values pair. So I'm creating one form as a key, and what's the value? Value is form. So I will send this dictionary, okay, from the views. From the views, I will send the dictionary, form dictionary to the template. So how you will send? You will write here return, okay, render. What you want to render the request. I want to render the request. Where you want to render? Inside the test tab, I will create one input.html. Here I want to render. I didn't create right now input.html, but in future I will create. Okay, so I want to send to the test tab input.html. But what you want to send? I want to send this dictionary. So can I write here something? Context context is equals to dict. Okay, can I write here something? Context is equals to dict. Okay, this is optional. If you want to write it, you can write. Otherwise, you can remove this. Okay, so we are sending the dictionary like this. Dictionary is nothing but which is containing form. Otherwise, if you want to send it directly, so you don't need to write any dictionary, because this is ultimately what this is dictionary on. So like that also you can send. Don't no need to create dictionary because this is already a dictionary. So like that also you can send. Where I have to send to the template. We have to send it to the template. Is there any template here? Do we have created any template? No. So let's create the template now. Okay. So what we have to do? Create template folder. Okay. Create template folder. Inside templates folder. Create app name folder. Okay, whatever your application name, with that name you have to create one folder. Great. Okay, after that create. Okay, we will see later. Just we have to follow these two steps. First create a templates folder. So inside the project I will create one templates folder. Okay, make sure you are creating this folder here, not inside the forms project. Okay, this form projects containing the configuration of form, but we have to create folder, templates folder inside this form project. Okay, and inside the template folder we have to create another folder with the name of our application. So what is our application name? Test app. So the same folder we will create here, test app. Okay, and inside the test app folder we have to create one file which is input.html. Okay, so can we say now there is a test app folder. Okay, inside the test app folder we have input.html, and input.html will receive this form. Okay, yes, definitely. So what I will do now, I will write here html. So first I will just write the like template. Okay, and after that what I will do, I will create here one form. Okay, so first let me write one message, H1 heading. So in H1, what I'm writing here is student input form. Okay, so after writing this heading, student form. Okay, so what I will do, I will create here one form. Okay, and I will not write any action. I will write the method. Method is what? Post I'm writing. Okay, so whenever you write the post method, means your data, the entered data will not be visible on URL, right? Now, what we have to do, we have to use this form which is sended by views. Okay, view is sending the form. So this form we have to use, and this form containing what? This form containing two fields. One is name. Second is what? Marks. Right? Second one is for marks. So here I will import the form. Okay, so form, I will write here form, right? What I am sending what form, and I'm writing here what form. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm using here template tag. This is known as what? Template tag, right? Okay, what we can say, create input dot html, create input dot html. Okay, inside templates, template file, so that we can we can use template tag to inject form. Okay, so we will use what? Template tag in order to inject form. Okay, so how to use template tag? So like that we have to write, this is what template tag, and here we will write form. So this is how we inject the form, right, inside what? HTML. Right, now after that, here with the help of HTML I will create one submit button. Okay, and the value is submit. Okay, so let's see whether our code is working or not. So our code is working or not. Let's check. So how we can check? First, okay, see, we have created form. We have sent it form on views, and from views we are rendering our form what? Template. Okay, so what we have to do after that, we have to create one URL. Okay, create one URL. Okay, URLs. So we will create URL. So where we will create the URL? In forms project, we have urls.py. Okay, let me delete this. So here we will create one URL. For what? We will create URL for this view. What's the view name? Student form view. For this view, I will create one URL. Go to the urls.py. So what is the file name? Views.py. So we have to import first views.py inside what? Inside urls.py. So here, can I write something like from test tab import views? Can I write like this? Yes. Okay. So now what I will do, I will create one endpoint. Okay. So I'm writing here student std. Std means student, and here I will write views dot student form view. Okay. So this view I am connecting with this endpoint. Okay. So this is view inside what? Views.py, and I'm creating one endpoint for this view inside urls.py. Okay, this is how we have created, and I already imported what? Views file, which is inside what? Test tab. Okay, so inside the test tab we have views.py, right? So we have endpoint. Now what we have to do, we have to start our server. So how to start server? So we will write here py manage.py run server. Okay, press enter. Okay, so let's check our code is working or not. So what I will do, I will just copy this URL. Okay, okay, let me run it again. It ended. Okay, otherwise just control and click. When you do control and click, so this URL will automatically open. Okay, so it is showing what? It is showing 404. It is showing 404. The page not found, and what? 404 it is showing. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to go to this page. Which endpoint? STD endpoint. So here I will write STD. Okay, so what it is saying, template does not exist. So what we have done here, we have created this template. As you can see here, we have created this template. So this template is created by us. This template is not created by Django. This template is created by us. So we have to configure this template. Means we have to give the template path inside what? Inside the project configuration setting. So go to the project, form project, and here is what? Settings.py. And here we have to set the path for the template folder. So here I will create, okay, at line number 17, we will create one template dir, templates dir, okay, and this base dir containing our this folder path. Okay, so inside this folder I have one template folder, so that's why I will take this base dir, and I will say inside the base dir I have one folder called templates. So inside the base dir means this project folder, we have one folder called templates. Okay, so means like templates dir is containing our complete template folder path. So this template folder path I will paste here inside what? Templates, and there is what? dir, and inside this I will paste the name templates dir, which I have created here. Right here I have created. So this is what holding the path of our template directory, right? So this is how we have done. Now let me just refresh it. Okay, let me execute the server again. Clear it. Py manage.py run server. Okay, server is started. Now let's see. So what happening? My form is coming. Okay, see, my form is coming. Let me just copy this. Okay, let me just copy this and open to the private browser. So this form is coming. Okay, so this is form field is coming, and this is marks field is coming, and the submit button is coming, right? Okay, and if you want to see this form, okay, line by line, means in one line there should be a name, and in second line there should be marks. So how you will do, how you will break the line, how we will write this marks in new line? So you can write here dot p. Okay, what you can write here, we can write here dot s underscore p. Okay, so now it will come line by line. So let me refresh it. So now it is coming like this. Okay, so this is how we can achieve the form in what? In Django. With the help of Django, we can create the form. We haven't written here input fields. Okay, these fields we have created through this forms field. Okay, we have created name, we have created marks field. Two fields we have created, and with the help of HTML, we are displaying these two fields. Okay, right. And if you want, okay, so this is how we created this form, right? But the one problem is there. Okay, what's the problem? If you will create the form using Django, so note, what's the note? If we submit this form, okay, we will get 403 status code. Okay, 403 status code we will get. Okay, so let's see whether it is getting 404 error or not. So let me write here name like Raju. I'm writing marks is like 80. Okay, if I submit this, so what I'm getting forbidden. And what is the code? 403. Okay, reason given for failure is CSRF token missing. Okay, so whenever we create Django form, so for the verification and authentication, we use CSRF token. Okay, so what is the CSRF token? Okay, so we are getting what? Forbidden. forbidden, and what's the code? 03, right? So here what we need to use CSRF verification. Okay, so what happening? CSRF verification failed. Okay, as you can see here, this is failure of CSRF token missing, right? So verification failed. Okay, and our request is aborted. Okay, our request is aborted. Okay, so request is aborted. CSRF verification failed and request aborted. Okay, it is showing. So how we will handle this? How we will handle this? Okay. So what is CSRF token? Let me tell you. Okay, so in the next video, I will tell you what's the CSRF token. Okay, we will discuss it in the next video. Okay, I think this video length is increasing. So it's better if we will discuss in the next video how we can deal with this forbidden forbidden issue. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching this video. In the next video, we will see how we can submit the form successfully. So thank you everyone for watching this video.